Today we're going to be taking a look at the best hitch options for your 2017 Honda CR-V. Up top here we're going to have our etrailer hitch. It's going to be a Class 3 hitch. Right below that we're going to have a CURT Class 3 hitch. And then finally at the bottom we're going to have our Draw-Tite, which is also going to be a Class 3 hitch. So to start out, we'll give you a few of the big differences that we noticed. As far as appearance goes, the etrailer and CURT hitch are going to take it because they're going to be the most hidden behind the bumper. As far as towing goes, I think the Draw-Tite is going to take it here because of the added bracket for our wiring accessories and the increased weight capacity. Now as far as install goes, again I think the Draw-Tite is going to take it because we're going to be able to use our factory liftgate sensors without any modifications, and we're not going to have to do any kind of trimming or cutting on the fascia. The first biggest difference between all of our hitches that we noticed was going to be the appearance. Once we have each one of these installed on our CR-V, they are going to look a lot different. Our Draw-Tite here is going to sit down below the bumper, and we are going to see this cross tube. And you'll notice on the CR-V that we have here today, it does sit down below, but it has a kind of an angle to it, so it is limited on how much we see. But with our etrailer and our CURT hitch, all we're going to see is the receiver tube sticking out, because this cross tube is going to be completely behind the bumper. Now as far as appearance goes, a small difference that we're going to have is the finish of our hitches. Our etrailer hitch is going to have a flat carbide finish to it, while the CURT is going to have a really high gloss black finish, as well as the Draw-Tite. Now the benefit to having that flat carbide finish, it is going to hide scratches and dirt a lot better, and really it's just going to blend in a lot better at the bottom of our car. Now one other nice thing that Draw-Tite has done is that they added this bracket here onto the driver's side of the cross tube. And this is going to be really nice if we want to add any kind of electrical connectors. That way whenever we hook up, it'll be right there ready for us. And you can see here we have a 4-pole bracket and our 4-pole wiring mounted directly to our hitch. So whenever we do hook up, all we need to do is take the dust cover off and it'll be right there, giving us a nice clean look. It's a nice feature to have because it's really going to clean up our wiring back here and make it a lot easier for us to mount any kind of accessory rather than just having it dangling back here at the bottom of our hitch. Now keep in mind you still can mount your electrical accessories to our etrailer and CURT hitch. You'll just need a separate bracket, which you can find here at etrailer.com. And when it does come to towing, our Draw-Tite is going to have the highest weight rating out of all of our hitches. It's going to have a 675-pound tongue weight, along with a 4,500-pound gross trailer weight rating. Whereas our CURT and our etrailer hitch are both going to have a 525-pound tongue weight and a 3,500-pound gross trailer weight rating. Now keep in mind, even though our Draw-Tite is rated higher than the other two, all three of our hitches are actually going to exceed the recommended towing weight of our CR-V, so it's not that big of a difference. But with all those numbers in mind, you should always double check your CR-V's owner's manual and never exceed the manufacturer's recommended towing weight. As far as the installation goes, all three of the hitches are going to share the same attachment points. We're going to have two on each end of the cross tube that are going to go into factory holes, so we're not going to have to drill into the frame. As well as one on the back of the receiver tube that's going to go through the factory tow hook on the bottom of our CR-V. But when it actually comes to installing it, our Draw-Tite is going to be the easiest. Because our CURT and our etrailer both sit up higher behind the bumper, we are going to have to trim to make room for our receiver tube to come down and fit through. One more thing I want to mention is with our CURT and etrailer hitch, if your CR-V has the hands-free liftgate option, it's not going to be compatible with these two hitches unless we get a separate bracket from Honda to relocate it. Whereas with our Draw-Tite, we can simply mount it up and it's not going to affect it so long as we bring our foot over to the side of the receiver tube. Now you'll notice on our Draw-Tite it's going to have two holes. The larger one is going to be the hitch pin hole, which is going to take a standard 5/8 hitch pin. But the smaller one towards the receiver tube opening, that's going to be exclusively for the J-pin stabilization device, which is going to be nice for any of those accessories that don't have a built-in anti-rattle, because it's going to take a lot of that slop, shake, and rattle out when we're driving down the road. However, keep in mind that our etrailer and CURT hitch both can still utilize some kind of stabilization device. And each one of our hitches are going to have a loop style safety chain connection, so we're going to have plenty of room to get those safety chains hooked up. And since all of our hitches are class 3 hitches, that means it's going to give us a 2" by 2" receiver tube opening, and they're going to have the widest variety of accessories available on the market. If it were me looking for a hitch for my CR-V, I would go with the eTrailer Hitch, because I really like the black matte carbide finish of it, and the fact that it's going to be hidden behind the bumper, and all we're going to see is the receiver tube sticking out. And that'll finish up your look at the best hitch options for your Honda CR-V. And we hope this information has helped you in making your decision.